Hey guys, this is James again. Second video today, I know. So yeah, I know you guys are very familiar with Mystical Forest or Nick. Um, so I was just looking through some of his videos today, and I'd like to take one and kind of examine it scientifically, kind of, not really, but I'm going to what the kids call pwn him. Yes, pwn. And here we go.
Hello, America. I got a response video. I'm not gonna say the person's name.
You're not gonna say his name because you make shit up. I think you do.
And he was talking about how he lives in California, how state, there's pollution. I agree with that. He's saying that, well, the cars are causing it. This is why we have CO2. This is the reason why, he tried to make the argument that carbon emissions causing global warming. I want to remind everybody that over 90% of pollution or carbon emissions is from forest fires.
Whoa, Nick, please calm down. I know forest fires are so enraging. Just, they burn down everything. Just calm down. Forest fires, just. I know what this is. This is not audition to be the next Smokey the Bear. Don't lie, Nick.
Forest fires. And guess where a lot of those forest fires are? California.
No, Nick. I have my little research pad of paper here. Actually, a simple Google search will show you that most of the forest fires that go around the world are in Africa and Asia. And yes, Asia has more carbon dioxide emissions than we do, but they also have a third of the world's population. We only have um, like a 4% of the world's population, and we're just underneath China. They have 21.5% of the world's carbon dioxide emissions, and we have 20.2% of the world's carbon dioxide emissions. And I mentioned Africa. Egypt is the first one down the list. I think it's in the 30s or 40s amongst all the countries that have the recognizable CO2 emissions. And you know what their percentage is, Nick? 0.6%. And Africa has a lot of the world's population, and they have more forest fires than we do. So, debunked.
Yeah, that's where you live, buddy. You might want to look at that. Maybe there's a reason why you have so much smog there. Maybe it's because you have so many forest fires there, so many fires there all the time. And also you're letting a lot of illegals in your state.
Illegals in the state. Oh, those dirty Mexicans.
Which is causing overcrowding. That might be another thing. Doesn't mean it's CO2. Doesn't mean that it's causing global warming.
Just as a little statistic here, Nick. 80 to 99% of all forest fires are caused by humans. So therefore, your little thing of forest fires commit CO2, it's still man-made. So your whole excuse about global warming not being man-made is also debunked. Completely flat. Just whatever. Just
It doesn't mean any of that. But I wanted to show a video that Glenn Beck did. It was when he was working at CNN, and it's pretty interesting.
Glenn Beck is pretty interesting. I have to admit, it's really awesome that Fox is so fair and balanced that they let somebody who's mentally challenged on there and should be in a loony bin have his own show.
Just like everybody to hear it, and I wanted to say this. I want to point out some facts. First off, the polar bear population is rising. It's not decreasing.
Now, Nick, your claim that the population is rising, that is true in the last couple of years, but the overall trend is going down. The One of the national statistics I found by doing a simple Google search, yes, Google is a useful tool, so is Wikipedia. Um, but by 2050, two-thirds of all the polar bear population will be gone by 2050. So the overall trend is down, but the past couple of years, I will have to admit, they have been going up slightly.
Um, Secondly, we've been cooling for a while, for about I don't know how many years, because scientists have lied so much. But we've actually been cooling down for the last 15 to 30 years. That's what they're saying.
Again, the past 15 and 30 years, yes, we have been cooling down, but the overall trend has been going up. And I actually found his source for that, and it was actually an opinion article written by Britt Hume on the Fox News website. So I'm sorry, we can't really. A, it's on Fox News. B, it's an opinion article. So with no sources listed at all backing up Britt Hume's statements. So I'm gonna have to say that your source is wrong.
And also, by the way, in the medieval warm period, which was hundreds of years ago, I wonder how that happened, guys. You claim that carbon emissions is causing global warming, and it's us. Why in the hell was the Earth warming up during the medieval warming period? They didn't have cars then. I would like to know why that is. California.
Okay, one thing here, Nick. What you are doing here is A, being completely ignorant. Let's look at what happened during the medieval period. There was a spike in population in Europe. And then I have a graph that I will be showing later on with the carbon emissions and the global temperatures, right? Over the past like 2,000 years. Anyway, so what you're doing here, Nick, is you are failing to look up sources. You're failing to actually know what you're talking about. The reason there was a warming trend is most of the known records of temperature was in Europe because most of the scientific advancements were made in Europe during that time. Galileo, Newton, we could keep track records then. Plus there was a huge population expansion, and then you will find that the global mean temperature dropped after the plague had ended, the Black Plague, which was a result of the overpopulation. And I'm afraid I cannot mock you sufficiently enough as much as this guy can. So take it away, Trololo guy.
Hey, I'll just call you California. But let's go ahead and listen to this a little bit of this video, and
We're fox and we're cutting edge.
This, is fake, but you can get similar stories from less convincing actors and no cool special effects. But you still get all the drama.
Just a really quick question for you, Nick. Do you not know how to download things from the internet? Or, I mean, at least you can just turn your camera on and go, oh. No. It's a little bit easier for somebody to know what's going on instead of seeing you drool on yourself.